Unfortunately, the theatrics that characterized the council thwarted that process. It's very much regrettable, and it's a matter of great concern to us. I'll be presenting to you the position taken in light of yesterday's events, and of course, all what has been happening since 10th of August. Thereafter, I'll invite my State Minister here for Planning and Civil Works, the Honorable John Mary Sabufu, to also highlight a few issues in regards to the same. It's unfortunate the team was not accorded the opportunity to present a very, very important report where we had made quite instructive recommendations to address the current crisis in the city, against a detailed background which has always been captured in the documents that we have shared with you and other government agencies. Since the incident happened, we are not seated. On a daily basis, we have been in the field from the 10th day, and you can bear witness to that. From the 10th of August, when the incident happened, we've been in the field and in marathon engagements all through, tirelessly, against all those challenges militating against us. You are aware of those challenges which you have already highlighted. We have information, including the history of the challenges we have encountered for the last several decades, right from the inception of Kiteezi in 1996 as a small dump site, and subsequently into an engineered facility in 2021, and the fact that we have always struggled to make it a functional landfill, but to no avail. All that journey we have shared with you. You've got those years we presented way back in January when we visited Kiteezi and put the country on a red alert that a catastrophe that was about to befall Uganda. Indeed, it came to pass. That was January. January, to be exact, 9th January, we did that. Since then, we are not seated, and we have been presenting reports and information to Council, some of which reports we will share with you. You will have them. There are reports even which were presented to Council way back in 2021 by the Deputy Lord Mayor here, a detailed one with quite lofty proposals, instructive recommendations to chart a way forward on the management of the solid waste in the city. You were presented to Council. What happened thereafter, it will be on another occasion when we shall bring out that information. There are detailed reports we made to Parliament. Those years we presented to Parliament regarding the culpability of particular individuals in the institution who are responsible for this tragedy. You recall we were on record saying this tragedy was never an accident. It was as a result of recklessness and criminal negligence, if not fraud. We are on record on that. And we furnished you with evidence. We challenged the people to account for 4.1 billion annual allocated towards maintenance of Kiteezi. To date, no accountability has been furnished. We appeared before Parliament. Parliament constituted a committee to investigate the matters. Nothing happened, and we are still waiting for the report. The Deputy Lord Mayor was there, furnished Parliament with evidence, a glaring evidence, and many of the technical people who appeared with her there looked, for lack of a better word, crestfallen. Some of them had to bury their face in their palms with utter shame at the revealing evidence that was presented before Kosase by our colleague here, the Deputy Lord Mayor. We moved all over within the metropolitan area, searching for alternative sites for garbage disposal, in search for a solution to the crisis we are contending with right now, garbage piling up in the city. We even launched a campaign, 10 days of hands-on operation, get the city rid of the piles of garbage. Our efforts were thwarted by logistical challenges. You remember you came here and we told you Total had decided to stop fuel supplies on account of failure to honor our obligations of clearing our bills, which had piled up to the tune of 2.1 billion Uganda shillings. We did not stop at that. We've been insulted by even people who ordinarily should be our colleagues, mayors of different municipalities, mayors of division urban councils. And indeed, the accusation has been, why are you working alone? Everybody, including friends and foes, they all agreed that we are in the field working, but they were accusing us of not working with others. And we said, when a house is on fire, you don't send invitation cards for people to come to rescue. If you feel moved by the crisis, you don't need to be compelled or invited. There are even those who sat in their offices, but the mayor has not invited. They are there in their local chairs, shovel chairs, swinging. He has not invited me. For heaven's sake, we invited the catastrophe. You ask many of the people who are complaining, a single day, they visited Kiteezi. They are in their chairs, armchairs. They have not even gone to Kiteezi. Actually, you'll be shocked. There are people in the city here, throughout their life here as leaders, they have never visited Kiteezi. They are asking, why are you not inviting us? Should I carry on my head to take you to Kiteezi? We do not tire from proceeding with our duty. Now, the day for making a report came. Initially, management had not given us a draft report. But Monday this week, when the council was yesterday, there is a draft they gave us as a working document. They called it a discussion document. We have it here. If you want us to share it with you, it's okay. We got it on Monday when the council is on Tuesday. I sat down with the colleagues and we worked around the clock and polished it up. For us, we used it. Indeed, we used it as a working document. I had to burn midnight candles to prepare lofty recommendations for action by council. Very unfortunate. Melodrama was all that we witnessed yesterday. Very, very unfortunate and regrettable. What had we intended to do is what we are telling you now, in light of what transpired yesterday and all what I've just highlighted. a snapshot of what we have gone through, which I have given you. It's guided by all those as SEC and the Office of the Lord Mayor. Failing to get the pronouncement of Council yesterday on these matters, and also not getting the reports from all these agencies of government investigating Parliament, IGG, and others, we had wanted Council to take a drastic measures, to join us in taking drastic measures to take the bull by the horn and take action. What action? Nothing else but action. That's what we wanted. And we had prepared our good report with clear recommendations. Very frustrating. So, today, what we had wanted Parliament, Council to do yesterday, we have decided to do it using the powers vested in the Office of the Lord Mayor. Number one, we have issued a directive to the Executive Director and Management in the following terms. Here it is. I'll read it verbatim. Wanted this to be issued by Council, but now that Council is characterized by theatrics, we are doing it in the interest of the people of Uganda, Kampalans, and all of us. The state belongs to all of us. This is the directive. Directive number one. Acquisition of land for establishment of waste management facility. This is a directive addressed to the Office of the Executive Director, dated today, from the Office of the Lord Mayor. Following the unfortunate occurrence of waste slide at Kiteezi dump site on 10th August 2024, a series of engagements at institutional and national level were conducted to manage the aftermath of the tragedy and also seek for short and long-term solutions to the solid waste challenge in the city. Amongst the resolutions by Cabinet was disbursement of Uganda shillings 16 billion from the contingency fund for inter-area acquisition of an alternative land for establishment of a waste management facility. Subsequently, KCD through its procurement unit, that is PDU, Procurement and Disposal Unit, issued an advert with the reference to this on inviting potential bidders to express interest for the same, with the clear specifications, amongst which included the following. This was an advert which was issued on the 28th day of last month. And these were the specifications for the land required. Number one, it should not be less than 200 acres. You will get copies of all this directive. We've processed copies for you. Not less than 200 acres of land. Landowners having a clear, unencumbered, and absolute title as evidence of ownership. The land should be located not more than 30 kilometers from the central business district. There should be at least a distance of 200 meters from the boundary land to the residential areas, schools, hospitals, and other sensitive land uses. The land should not be located in an environmentally sensitive area such as wetlands. Not located where major highways would be used to ferry the waste or garbage. This included Entebbe Road, Entebbe Expressway, Masaka Road, Jinja Road, Mpija Expressway, Bomba Expressway, or Jinja Expressway. Those were excluded. The land should not be prone to waterlogging or flooding. Protected zones or near water bodies. Proximity to existing infrastructures such as drainage, power, and water supply is an added advantage. The planned procurement schedule rolled out by the PDU was as follows. Number one, publication of notice of expression of interest in the papers, Wednesday, 28th August 2024, that was done. Closing date for receipt of expression of interest, Monday, 2nd September 2024 at 10 a.m. 3. evaluation of expression of interest, Friday, 5th September 2024. And finally, display of shortlist, Monday, 13th September 2024. Today is 18th. You note that. Today is 12th, rather. 18th. Today is 18th. Sorry, I have to correct this. Today is 18th. And the deadline was, the day for declaring the winner of the bid was Monday, 13th September. You'd be intrigued to know what happened. This is the whole story, the untold story. And this way explains the theatrics and the melodrama unfolding. In the course of acquisition of the same, the State Executive Committee was informed by the Executive Director, Madame Dorothy Sakar. In its meeting, that is second meeting, convened on the 28th day of August 2024, that management had set up a land acquisition committee led by the Director, Physical Planning, Vincent, I don't know which other name. Biendai Mahira. I have a problem pronouncing that name. Vincent Biendai Mahira. That is the committee established by management for land acquisition. On the 9th of September, the Minister for Kampala designated Honorable Chofa Togabye to join the same committee. But prior, the Lord Mayor, myself, already designated the Honorable John Mary Sebufu, who is here, the Line City Minister for Planning and Civil Works, with the duty of overseeing the process for and on behalf of the State Executive Committee, which is within the mandate or docket of his ministry. Note this. This was not an additional assignment. This is his ordinary work as the minister. 2, he was not assigned the duty of looking for land. No. He was assigned the duty to oversee the process being done by that particular committee and the PDU, because it's our duty as the Executive Committee under Section 14 of the KCC Act to oversee the effort performance and so on and so forth. The State Executive Committee, through Honorable John Mary Sebufu, the Line Executive Secretary, wrote to the Minister seeking for the terms of reference of the said committee, to which a response is yet to be made. This is a committee which did not have clear terms of reference. And courteously, we asked the minister politely, may we know the terms of reference of this committee? We are yet to be favored with the response. However, the State Executive Committee reiterated its position grounded on the existing laws that the aforementioned committee should play a purely an oversight role, which is anchored on the principle of eyes on, hands off. We said, notwithstanding the fact that the committee is established with no clear terms of reference, at least for us going by the principle of hands off, eyes on, our executive secretary will stick to that mandate. For purposes of transparency and probity and effectiveness of the oversight role of the City Executive Committee and the other committees, the Office of the Lord Mayor, in a communication dated 12th September 2024, tasked management to furnish the State Executive Committee with a progress report at every level in the procurement process. This is what we did. In that communication, written by myself on 12th, remember, the deadline for releasing the final winner was 13th, and we were kept in the dark. We didn't know what was going on. Yet we have an oversight role. The following day, 13th, there was going to be an announcement. So and so has won the bid to give us land. Then we get embroiled in those attendant challenges. of ownership, proximity, whatever, and so on and so forth. We are quite baffled and disillusioned to note that, important as it is, the said progress report is yet to be submitted to the State Executive Committee or its representative, the Honorable John Mary Sebufu, seated on my right hand here. That is the background to the directive. Now, this is the directive issued to the Executive Director. In this instrument, signed by the Lord Mayor, this 18th day of September 2024, in view of the opaqueness and controversies surrounding this process, coupled with the melodrama witnessed in council, I, Lord Mayor, hereby invoke the powers of the office of the Lord Mayor under the KCC Act and other relevant laws to direct that the process for acquisition of an alternative land for establishment of waste management facility be forthwith halted until the City Executive Committee is furnished with a comprehensive progressive report for further management and council consideration. This is underlined, and we mean it. It has taken us great pains to arrive at this decision because we know the urgency with which we need this land. The city is choking on garbage, piles of garbage everywhere. We have been chased away from all the nearby authorities, municipalities. All that is well witnessed. Now, we urgently need our land. But considering what is happening, what we know, what we have told you, highlighted here, and other matters we may not be privileged to tell you now, which explains that melodrama, we cannot allow this process to continue. In the interest of the people of Uganda, yes, Ugandans, we are stuck with the garbage. We want dump sites today, actually yesterday. But we must guard against plunder, which is likely to happen out of this crisis. The melodrama you're witnessing there is rooted in this. Partially, I'll explain the second directive. One of the explanation of that melodrama. Now, we expect all the councillors, all the mayors, all the leaders to abide by this directive. All of them. I do not expect any of the councillors, any of the city leaders vetoing this decision, halting the process of procuring land until we investigate this matter, we get a report, and in a council sitting, well organized, with sobriety, modicum of civility, and decorum, we present this report, the damning report, on whatever is happening behind the scenes, and we take an appropriate decision in the interest of the people of Uganda. This is the directive we wanted to communicate today, one of the directives. That is one. We wanted to present this to council yesterday, including other information we have shelved for the time being, and at some stage it's going to come out. To share this with the colleagues in the council and present, the Honorable Sebufu will explain to you the details of what explains all those efforts to thwart the process of coming up with this pronouncement. Little wonder, I don't know whether you are surprised why the guns are not turned against any of the people in management, but they are turned against my team here. Isn't it shocking? I don't know how many of you love football. In soccer, when you see a player tackling the opponent who has no ball, not actually an opponent, tackling a colleague, not actually an opponent, a player tackling a colleague, who has no ball, you know there is a reason. You should be inquisitive. Why? Why are they tackling Sebuf? You saw what happened. You have all this on camera. Why he tackles? Is Sebuf the one who is the accounting officer? Is Sebuf the one who is even handling all this? But the one who is overseeing, the overseer, is the one who is getting the boot. Not even on the leg, but on the head. But the overseer. So if somebody hits the guard who guards your home, you have to check yourself. So we put there a guard to ensure that all the processes are handled transparently. Now the guard is the one receiving the barrage of attacks. Meanwhile, people want to go away with the loot. We have said no. We have stopped the process. Good enough, we have assured you, once the report is given to us, we shall get the whole of it. And we are assuring you this time round, we shall not even study it to make a recommendation. We shall act as a conveyor belt. Just as a conveyor belt, once this report is given to us, how the processes are being handled, as a conveyor belt, to council for consideration. This is contained in the instrument which I've also signed today, the 18th of September. This is addressed to the Inspectorate of Government, the IG. And sometimes call that office IGG. Previously, that was the nomenclature. But after amendment, they changed it to Inspectorate of Government instead of Inspector General of Government. So now this is the IG. Report on Kiteezi West Slide tragedy. The detailed instrument. Nearly all the recent reports of the Inspectorate of Government have ranked KCCA amongst the most corrupt local government authorities in the country and the third most corrupt entity. You will recall that on the 25th day of April 2022, we hosted you and other senior officers from the Inspectorate of Government and had an intense engagement over the aforesaid enigmatic challenge in the institution. We presented to the team a trackload of dossiers concerning a number of dubious and illicit dealings that have dogged down the transformation agenda of the city. It has bogged down, rather. It has not dogged. It has bogged down the transformation agenda of the city. Dumbstruck by the revelations therein, you undertook to set up a special investigation unit to specifically deal with corruption in the KCCA. We have persistently made an impassioned call for your office to honor this commitment, but to no avail. In the wake of the Kiteezi garbage slide tragedy, which occurred on 10th August 2024, and claimed over 50 innocent lives, the inspectorate swung into action to investigate the cases, the cause of the catastrophe and bring to book the culpable individuals within and outside the KCCA. Indeed, statements were recorded from senior management and staff of KCCA, as well as other stakeholders and whistleblowers. On the 22nd day of August 2024, a team of investigators from your office had a lengthy discussion with the Office of the Lord Mayor, which lasted for over 4 hours. Cogent evidence implicating some members of the technical team was furnished to you, specifically with regards to misappropriation and squandering of the Uganda million annual allocation maintenance of Kiteezi dump site and criminal negligence. The Office of the Lord Mayor demanded for an immediate action by way of interdiction of particular individuals within KCCA to pave way for smooth and effective investigations. Your team, however, expressed mixed feelings about that action and assured the Office of the Lord Mayor that the report would be released within a week's time. This is therefore, number one, to register our disillusionment at the inordinate delay by the Office of the Inspector General to dispose of this matter of grave concern to not only Ugandans, but the entire world. We are getting more concerned about the efficacy of this process and the possible outcome, considering the unfolding events within KCCA, where voices are now coming through to castigate the State Executive Committee for having submitted that damning evidence to the Inspectorate government. We are concerned. Why are members castigating us for having submitted this evidence? Doesn't it ring a bell? I have submitted it. Why did you take this evidence to the IGG? What's your interest, if I may ask you? If you don't want this evidence to be presented before the IGG, what is your interest? What's wrong with presenting it? Whether action is taken or not, what's wrong? Because we know the problems with that office. But it's our duty as leaders. Now therefore, our call to the Office of the IG, the Inspector General, number one, expedite the process of releasing the long-awaited report regarding the Kiteezi West Slide tragedy. This is our demand, number one. The IGG or IG should expedite the process of releasing this report. This is the instrument we have issued to us. With cause interdiction of particular officers under investigation, as earlier requested by the Office of the Lord Mayor, lest their continued stay in office and machinations will obstruct the investigation process. By copy of this letter, Parliament is hereby requested to fast-track the investigations being conducted by the Committee of Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises, COSASE, and make a final verdict or pronouncement over the matter as soon as practicable. Look at the situation we are in as SEC members. You ask the progress report for procurement of land for purposes of establishing an alternative solid waste management facility. That progress report is not given to you. You asked for the report of the IGG investigating these matters, this catastrophe of unprecedented magnitude in the sector of solid waste management. The IGG is quiet. The matter goes to Parliament. COSAS embarks on the process of investigation. They are taking their time, not in a hurry. Then you get a hammer, a sledge and a hammer, to eat the frontline soldiers here who are pushing for these reports to be produced. We ask you, Okorirani, what is your interest in hammering the frontline soldiers, fighting, pushing for the release of these very important reports? Okorirani, why not join us in demanding for the IGG report? If they say the IGG gave us a report and it was never presented to council, we shall be very reliable. Why not join us in demanding for the progress report in the acquisition of land? If it was furnished to us, then you tell us that why are you sitting on the report? Why don't you join us in demanding for the report from Parliament for evidence's sake? Now, what is it that is causing all this melodrama? I invite my colleague here to brief you.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. The Lord Mayor. Yeah, first of all, definitely we are being in this game. We cannot be intimidated on the path we are taking. We are doing all of this in the bigger interest of the city and the country, as ably elaborated by His Worship the Lord Mayor of Kampala. But there are just a few clarifications I want to highlight. First of all, Honorable Kizaki Musaula here is a member of the National Unity Platform and a leader for that matter, and myself, a member of the National Unity Platform and a leader for that matter. Our other colleagues are members of the Forum for Democratic Change, I think Katonga, allow me to say that, Your Worship. We are in a government that we agreed on as a party. The legislative arm of this institution, the council, headed by the Speaker, is led by the National Unity Platform, because we are commanding a sounding majority. Therefore, as NUP, we are in control of that house. But the executive organ of this institution is headed by our partner in the struggle, the Lord Mayor and the leader in the Forum for Democratic Change. We don't want people to mix these issues at all. We are in a coalition government, NUP and the FDC, at the whole year. Therefore, whatever we do is shared at different stages of governance, at different levels in our parties, and at the institution here, and so on and so forth. But for Studies Council more specifically, the procedure always is, when there is an issue, as issues ably highlighted by the Lord Mayor, when there are such serious issues, before a council sits like a day or two before prior, we get a caucus meeting. Honorable Akim Saula and I go and brief our colleagues, because we are the majority party. Therefore, after discussing with the second members, we go and brief them, such that you don't see that Katemba saw yesterday. Because these are very sensitive matters that we need to take decisions on at any time of the day. So that's how we always do it. We had briefed a few of them because we need to keep them updated. And this, week before the caucus meeting was convened. But we thought it was going to sit. We requested the leadership of the caucus, it never sat until yesterday's council. Actually, it was the secretary of the caucus who even sparked on the fight. Michael Jaboni. The secretary of the caucus. Instead of convening a caucus the day before yesterday, for us to have a position as the majority party, that never happened, and it was not a coincidence. And possibly it explains what happened. Because the Mayor has been loud and clear. Therefore, both institutions, more so our party, has to pick this. When we talk about Kiteezi, we are talking about lives of people. Kampala people entrusted us with this city. We need to lead it properly. The caucus was supposed to sit, it never sat. You cannot blame Honorable Akim Kizza and I. We went to council to present a report. You were there, you saw. The chair of the caucus directed us, that you apologize. We had to be heard. And that was supposed to be in the caucus if there were any matter. That had to be in the caucus, not as the floor of council, where we are commanding majority. So it was intentional. We could not apologize, and we never apologize for that. Because what we were going to explain yesterday was justifying why we never need to have an apology. In fact, like I said yesterday, they deserve to apologize to us. We are here from 8 in the morning to 8 p.m. doing this work for council and for the people of Kampala. Instead of appreciating us, they are doing what we saw yesterday. So the report was ready. These are some of the issues that we are supposed to come out. But good enough, they have come out. And you are going to pursue them to the end. Secondly, I heard some of even generals saying that they are goons. Not even the speaker, I heard here shouting that, yes, take out your people. Which people in the council? What happened, for example, in this paper book, I think it must have been in Karubu. This book of today, the gentleman you see here, being handled by Chakasun, the grandson of Amin, the road councillor for Nakawa West, Chakasun, here, is the man handling a high person in NUP, who is the registrar for Nakawa West Constituency, and also my personal assistant. You saw the files. You saw him what you are giving him files for the report. You saw him, must have seen him. This gentleman. This one being handled by him. This one is not this one is the but in the end, permanent secretary is at that constituency level in the management of the party. And good enough, I had registrars in the Uganda region for national unity platform, so I know what I'm talking about. He is the leader at that level. He was supposed to be in the council because we were in the council doing work. So what happened? You can't say that these were goons. This cotton, this general, you see people is around. In the NUP in 2021, we had debating committees. Cotton Abubek was among the panel members who vetted Chagasu to become a road council, to have a ticket for NUP, and therefore qualifying for contesting and becoming a road council. Therefore, the Baganda was saying that you go on Yegere, Harikusambia. That is what is happening. I think people should understand what is happening here, and I thought it was very important, Your Worship, for me to highlight those few issues. Thank you very much.
What I need to emphasize before I come to Uganda is the issue we have raised here in the directive, the second instrument to the IGG. You've had all the machinations going on. Information shared, and then people are using it to frustrate business at council. It's the reason we want the IGG to cause the interdiction of some of members of management here. Behind all what is happening there, they are masterminds. They are masterminds. It's like somebody managing, what is this Vugologos called? So, it's a typical case. Now, we want some of these people out. Normally what happens, by the way, for your information, for the record, according to public service standard orders, public service standing orders, yes. According to public service standing orders, once a public officer is under investigation, you step aside. You are interdicted. Some of the people being investigated by the IGG actually are in Irusira. Like in this case of MPs and others. Cases here, this incident of Kiteezi is the first of its kind where you have people investigated while they are on the job. They are the people who caused, because we have told them, the people who caused the crisis are not anywhere else, they are here. And they are the very people you are asking to solve it. The people who stole the 4.1 billion, which was meant towards management of Kiteezi, are within here. Every year, 4.1 billion, every year, to ensure that those mountains are flattened, that the garbage mountains don't pile up. They are within the institution. And that they are still under, they are under investigation. What would you expect them to do? To allow the investigations to continue? Some of the people we are asking, please give us reports, are suspects. How can you ask a suspect to give you evidence which incriminates them? That is self-incrimination. Actually, a suspect to give the investigator evidence while on the job. We are investigating and we are asking the suspects, please give us evidence. Why wouldn't they sponsor melodrama? Why wouldn't they sponsor that Katemba? So, we are asking the IGG, and for extension, and rather with extension. No, we are asking the IGG, and by extension, Parliament, if they mean well for the people of Uganda. And they were also touched by the gravity of this matter. Heads must roll here. Some individuals should be out. Interdiction is a normal practice. I think we are not talking about things which are alien. Even if they are investigating any of us here, they should ask us to step aside for heaven's sake, God forbid. How can all of us be in the institution which is under investigation? And we allow that to happen in this country. So this is an absurdity, it's a travesty of a very high magnitude. And I'm glad that the momentum now is coming back. Because every darker cloud has got a silver lining. The positive thing about this melodrama, it has brought now these issues into spotlight. Because now everybody is putting their attention on this. Previously we have been raising these issues and they say, but now with this melodrama, everybody is asking what is happening in the cases here. This is now the opportunity to tell you. We hope this time you will listen. At times people put pamba in their mouth. They clog their ears. So that is the point I wanted to emphasize. And the issue, I think, Gunz has been explained. One of the people who was beaten is here. Sechiranda Muhammad is here. Uju is on Akura office one. They know. I want you people to get one face which you do not know. All of you have been covering here. So you wanted the executive secretary to be beaten, and they are just folding their arms. He has the right to self-defense. So he's here. Muhammad Sechiranda is there. He's one of the people who was beaten. He's here. So I thank you very much. Mubufunze.